up. I'm running it down to finish. I don't play, get down to get it. Talk about that, come slide, I'm with it. Better see me now, on God, I'm litty. I know that you tryna go big. Better run up the cash, you love to spend. Better kill it and did it again. But the intent, no, I'm down to win. I can't feel bad about it. I know you sad about it.
Know you sad about it. Know you sad about it.
I'm moving too fast, I can't stop. Wiping it down with the paint hot. Left hand on the wheel. I'm closing the top on the raindrop. I'm keeping the game in the headlock. When throwed and blinded my dreadlock. In the end zone with the mad dot. One phone call, get it dead stop. I feel like I own the season. Say one thing, just give me a reason. Knowing you're mad, I'm undefeated. Top dog, making it even.
Oh, I had to get back up.
Back up.
I had to get back up.
Yeah, I can't take no loss. You better call back up. I'm running it down to finish. I don't play, get down to get it. Talk about that, come slide, I'm with it. Better see me now, on God, I'm litty. I know that you tryna go big. Better run up the cash, you love to spend. Better kill it and did it again. But the intent, no, I'm down to win. I can't feel bad about it. I know you sad about it.
Know you sad about it. Know you sad about it.
Tell me what you want, what you need. Tell me what you wanna give. How much blood would you bleed? I'ma tell you I'm a misconceiver. I'm a believer. Someone better kick my fever. Tell me it's 100 degrees underneath my whole flesh. Everyone tells me it's a bit of a mess. I'ma tell the risk I was never at the end. I would never get it off my chest. Oh, I'm forgetful. Someone better tell me I was always on the edge. Overstay your bearings, I would never underestimate. Oh, barely my bets are off. Everything was better off. Oh, barely my bets are off.
All right, Coach. First opened in 1999. There's a good look at First Energy Stadium here in Cleveland, Ohio. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Cleveland Browns. 3/4 of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Ready, ready. Here we go, let's bring it. Let's go, let's bring it. Let's bring it.
The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. He'll have a first down past the 40 and brought down across the 50 to the 49-yard line. A big hitter there, a first down gain of 26 yards.
Outside handoff to the right side. If you're a running back, you love getting the ball early so you have vision to see what's happening in front of you.
Right tackle likes that call. Big play for him, but don't forget about the guys you always tell me on the backside sealing off.
Where they talk about cutoff blocks, making sure no one can leak from the backside that can run a play down.
Yeah, nobody leaked. Big play. Here's a run on first down that doesn't accomplish anything. In fact, he's going to be tackled behind the line for a loss of 1. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up second down.
Here we go, here we go. 60 Pittsburgh. 56. Nice, sweetheart. Take go.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Myles Garrett in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 now on the season. Really in a hole here, 3rd and 17 following the 2 negative plays. They'll look to throw here. They'll set up the screen here to mix him. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 38-yard line.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11.
Under 10, under 10, 10.
They go back to the ground now with Mixon. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Got it.
So 3rd down, they need to get to the 28 for a first.
Here we go.
He'll drop to throw. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 22. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Check. Run. Check, hot route.
First carry for Nick Chubb. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 14 yards, and it's a Cleveland first down. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's a gain of 10, and the Browns are going to get a first down.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 46. They'll try to throw here. Mayfield. And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15.
Hey, alert, 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 alert! 55, 55!
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield, escaping the pressure right. He's going to take off with it. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. I thought they were going to sack him there like they did on first down. Great coverage, but he found a way to move with his legs.
Yeah, his ability to take off, not only did he get some yardage back, he got a little bit extra. Really helps him on 3rd down, makes it manageable now.
And now on 3rd down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. Working out of the gun, Mayfield, and finding the tight end Hooper. And he's going to get this inside the 30. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 26. On 1st and 10, Mayfield. And this is caught at the 8. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. From the gun, Mayfield. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
They stopped short. Down at the 1. Had the great move, but couldn't get it all the way home. A nice run there as he picks up 6. It's going to be 3rd and goal now.
Not gonna happen today. All day. Set. 180. Check back. Check back.
To throw, Mayfield. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Well, it was 3rd and 1. I was expecting run, so much for that. They pass it, they score it.
That had the feel of the head coach telling the offensive coordinator, you've got 4 downs here. We're going to go for it on 4th down unless there's a disaster on 3rd. Go ahead and take a shot if you want to. And he gratefully accepted the opportunity and did exactly that. If they didn't get it there, that had the feel that they would come back and try it on 4th down.
You always worry about the plant foot in the snow, but no problems there. And it's now a 7-0 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bengals drive about to get going. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But the rush coming, and he's taken down. It's Ryan Kerrigan getting the sack.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Now it's Mixon running right. 8 yards on the run there, and that trims it to a 3rd and 11 coming up.
That's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
Watch your slack. Watch your slack.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
Fielded at the 20. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
They go with Chubb on second down. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down.
Now 3rd and 13.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Mayfield looks to throw. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And this will be caught at the 30. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham, 76 yards. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. Now he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
Here's Seibert now to add the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Bengals drive about to get going. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. It's a jet sweep. They get it to Green. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Anytime the offense shows what they call a shot play or a chunk play where they're trying to get big yardage, sometimes people just call it gadget plays, and you hold it to a gain that we just saw there, you feel pretty good about yourself as a defense.
Mixon with a first down carry. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. I think you mentioned in the opening drive that these guys needed to establish the run, protect the young QB. I actually wrote that down, believe it or not. So how would you assess things so far?
I'm kind of touched that you actually wrote something like that down. I appreciate that, partner. But I do think they've been able to do that. Maybe not as effectively as they've wanted to, but I think we'll see more of as this game goes along because they want to continue to take care of that young QB.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Pick it up, guys. Pick it up.
Mixon will try the right side. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line.
And there's the first tackle of the game for Carl Joseph. He's one of those safeties that you can utilize in any way you want. But I will have to say, I think the number one thing he does best is tackle.
Well, a design run for their wideout. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. A 5-yard loss there is going to bring up 4th down. Here's Kevin Huber now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Oh, he's going to go ahead and field it from the 3-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Browns will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The Browns drive about to get started. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
Hey, alert 33. Alert, 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 alert.
On second and very short, Mayfield. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
Definitely worth taking in our deep shot here. He's already found the end zone twice here in the first half.
Yeah, go back to that same well. They've had trouble containing him, but able to contain him on that play. An incomplete pass on 2nd down leads us to 3rd and inches. A run for Nick Chubb. He's got, but I think the ball's out, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
Here's Mayfield, and he gets it to his running back, Nick Chubb. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back. On first, here's Washington. And some room to work. There he goes left side. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good, and it's now 21-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. Yeah, they'll have good field position here as he's out of bounds up at about the 34-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
And it's 3rd down.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number one. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The lake effect snow set to continue for the second half of action as we are back underway. This will be taken short. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it out past the 30.
At their own 31-yard line.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
Hey, alert 33.
To throw again on second down. Mayfield looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
Thrown to the sideline and incomplete. Brings up third down and 1.
They tried to throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. They run with Washington. And he's into the clear. The 20, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. A great play there. His second touchdown of the night. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. Well, they were just hoping that run would pick up the first. They got the whole enchilada.
And I'm so used to teams on third down, doesn't matter how far they need for a first down, throwing the ball. Instead, they run it, and as you said, picked up the first down, and then some, and then some. In fact, everything, all the way for a touchdown. Terrific play.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And they're going to have lousy starting field position as he's out of bounds at his 6-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. No gain on the screen there. It's second down.
So many screen passes are the result of excellent acting by everyone. But sometimes the guy who's getting the ball tips the play off. The running back, because he's eager to get the pass, and sometimes he doesn't act very well about whether he's going to block or leak out or whatever. And I think that they saw that, and that's why they're able to get to him on it.
Now a carry for the big fella. This is Jameis with a wallet. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 20. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal first down.
I know a lot of times we like to put players in certain boxes. He does this and he does that. But this guy, he can do a little bit of everything. He's not just a lead blocker or a guy who protects the passer. Handing the ball, he might want to get out of the way.
So the previous play, a big help, as now they'll have it 1st and 10 up at the 20. So step off the 5 yards.
Yeah, partner, you know, defensive end, he wants to get into the offensive backfield. He wants that get off to be as fast as possible. A little too quick on that one.
Now a chance to make that encroachment penalty really hurt. 1st and 5. After the penalty, it's Mixon. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Recon, 132 fighter. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Get it.
They'll run it with Olawale. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
90 Wolf.
And it's 3rd down.
Well, they'll try and sneak this. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. He'll wind up getting 2 on the sneak, but he was hoping for more than that, and it's 4th down.
Well, they gave it a shot, quarterback sneak. Not able to get it.
No, but if you're going to call a QB sneak on 3rd down, you draw it up to get it.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Maybe they were thinking 4-down territory.
Punting now is Huber as he sends it away. Taken in at the 22. 51 yards on the punt there. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started. And last time out, another touchdown, and I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the 4th quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this was just about decided. But you know,
Odell Beckham Jr. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Odell Beckham with his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 15 on the year, as his guys continue to pour it on. Seibert on for the PAT. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone. And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working and call more of that. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. From the gun again to Mixon. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. And chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. loss of 3 to bring up 4. Well, as an offense, some drives you have it, some drives you don't. And this one looks like a you don't.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, it was 3rd and long. It was screaming for a pass. I think they tried to outguess him there with the running play. They didn't fool him at all.
Went in the wrong direction.
Watch the safety creep. General West. He's checking. Crash. Check three. Topper.
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off. And that'll set them back 5. Here's Kevin Huber now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Returnable here from the 38. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Browns have a short field in front of them now as they take over 1st and 10.
Mike. 180. Mike. Run. Hey, check Mike. Watching you grind.
1st down, Mayfield. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. Big yardage after the catch. That one winds up going for 36. Mayfield down.
Just more of the same there, partner.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. From 13 yards out as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
Brandon, is there any way you and I can join this quarterback in the zone he's in? He's absolutely feeling it. Touchdown after touchdown, throwing the ball.
Here's Seibert now to add the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. 2nd and 10. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Back to throw. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Here's Kevin Huber now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. One quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Cleveland offense ready to go. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I enjoy. We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones. And it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really.
Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it number one for what we've seen this season.
First down. First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on first and 10.
Six guys. Check six guys.
They run from the shotgun with Washington. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Chandler Jones, a former All-Pro, in on the tackle.
No gain on the play. Brings up second and 10 at the 36-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's second and 10.
You better bring it. You better bring it. I'm letting you know right now, you better bring it. Up, Mike, get these
Mayfield. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Odell Beckham that time, and it's third down.
They always say that real estate is about location. Well, guess what? When it's a slant route, the quick ones, timing. Got to be able to lead your man with the football.
And the timing off right there, threw it behind him. The Browns on third down. Can't be any better than a perfect 6 for 6. This is third and 10.
Point it right. 55's my guy.
Mayfield to throw it. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 43. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
Mayfield now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. First and 10. Throwing. Mayfield. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Odell Beckham, 43 yards, as his guys continue to pour it on. So another score there. Often you talk about the three phases of the game: defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a fourth phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the fourth quarter. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And the lead will swell by one more. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Let's go.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
I'm trying to collect.
28-yard line.
Now it's all to Waller. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
No gain on the play. Brings up 3rd down.
The Bengals on 3rd down. Just 1 conversion and 8 tries. Not good. This is 3rd and 7. Out of the shotgun, they run with Nixon. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That winds up being a 4-yard loss and leads to 4th down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Here's Kevin Huber now. He's been terrific so far. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Browns drive about to get started. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Now Mayfield. He finds his target, Beckham. And they move this all the way down to the 9. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. He'll look to throw. This is the tight end, Njoku. He'll get only 2 there, and it's 2nd and goal.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal.
Not today.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Flush to it, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Chandler Jones in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
2nd goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack, but he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football, had to eat it, and ended up on the ground.
The Browns on 3rd down. They haven't been stopped yet. A perfect 7 for 7. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got it 3rd and goal here as they try to finish off their victory. They'll look to throw. And he's got the hook up to Landry. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. That pass play good for 7. But it still brings up a 4th and goal.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know, in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded at the goal line. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line.
On the ready.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
Let's go now. 15 lining. 15 lining.
I'm here all day. I'm here all
Get it.
And they'll take a knee as the clock ticks down toward 50 seconds to go. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
Let's put that team on the bus.
And he'll indeed get him to the line and spike it here to stop the clock. Here's Kevin Huber now as he's on to punt for Cincinnati. strikes. Terrible kick headed straight for the sidelines. And where did this one go out? Not good. Let's see. They're going to say inside the 35-yard line. And one of the whistles for a timeout.
Let's go.
So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Alert! Here I come again.
So instead of running, Mayfield's going to throw it here. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go.
Incomplete on the throwaway. Brings up 2nd and 10.
Second and 10 from the 33-yard line.
Let's go, D.
They'll set up to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Terry. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the